The university recognises outstanding individuals who have contributed to society and their professions. We do this through giving honorary awards. Today we will recognise one of these outstanding individuals. Vice-Chancellor, it was unanimously resolved by the Senate and the University Council to confer an honorary degree upon Ed Anderson CBE. I invite you to present the candidate.
Thank you, Fez. It's quite unusual for the Vice-Chancellor to deliver the oration, so apologies for speaking twice. But I really felt I needed to deliver this oration for the Lord-Lieutenant, as not only has he been delivering amazing work, but this marks the end of his time as the Lord-Lieutenant of West Yorkshire. So, distinguished guests, members of the university, graduands, and all your supporters, today I have the true pleasure and privilege of introducing the Lord-Lieutenant Ed Anderson CBE, an individual whose life and work has been dedicated to a number of passions that I've learnt about over the years as I've got to know him so well. His family, his music and culture, notably Bruce Springsteen, Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin. Higher education, and of course, the people and culture of West Yorkshire. Ed's executive career began in local government, including roles at Bradford Council, the West Yorkshire Metropolitan County Council, and the Leeds City Council, before he moved on to a hugely successful career in airport management, including 10 years as the chief executive of Leeds Bradford Airport. I'm sure we are all now very familiar with that. During his time in this role, the airport nearly trebled in size and saw the introduction of the low-cost airline Jet2.com, a legacy that continues to benefit our local community and beyond, employing over 1,500 staff from the region. That is some impact. In addition, Ed has served on several boards, notably chairing the board of the Yorkshire Building Society, the Mid-Yorkshire Hospitals NHS Trust, Leeds Chamber of Commerce and Opera North. In the field of higher education, Ed served on the council and was Deputy Pro-Chancellor at Leeds University and is currently Pro-Chancellor at Leeds Trinity University. Again, what impact? Given all of this, it is not surprising that the business desk described Ed as one of Yorkshire's most well-connected business figures over the next generation, the last generation. What impact? Following his outstanding career, which Ed saw make a significant contribution to the region. Between 15 and 16, Ed served as High Sheriff of West Yorkshire, and then in 2018, Ed was appointed as the Lord-Lieutenant of West Yorkshire. What an achievement. Through this role, he represented His Majesty the King within the county of West Yorkshire and is responsible for upholding the dignity of the Crown. As the Lord-Lieutenant of West Yorkshire, Ed has continually used his values, his influence, his position to advocate for all aspects of life, championing people, places, and organisations that are making a positive difference to our communities in the region. Ed constantly demonstrates his support by attending multiple events across the district, including at our wonderful university, and promoting the King's Awards for Enterprise and the King's Awards for Voluntary Service, which I know he is passionate about. Areas that the university is also committed to through initiatives like the Bradford Rendu-Dinchala Enterprise Ecosystem and by the many students who have volunteered with Bradford this year. As Lord-Lieutenant, Ed has been dedicated to the promotion of diversity of the population of West Yorkshire. He's demonstrated a real deep and meaningful understanding and commitment to inclusion. and has highlighted that the role of communities and faiths play in the cultural and economic richness of our region. Ed has quite rightly received many awards of the highest level for his achievements. In 2020, he was appointed Commander of the Order of St. John, and in the New Year's Honours 2022, he was awarded a CBE for services to the finance sector and to the public life in Yorkshire for his impact. Ed reflects the very essence of what we stand for at the University of Bradford: inclusion, innovation, trust and excellence. He's contributed to a period of significant economic development, continually promoted communities and organisations that make a difference, because he cares about others' impact. Ed and his wife Heather are proud, passionate, insightful and inclusive ambassadors for our city. And of course, our wonderful university. So I'm sure you can tell that Ed is a significantly impactful individual. And I am honoured to present to you all, in recognition of his outstanding career and dedication to our region, for the Honorary Doctorate of the University, Ed Anderson CBE. We're going to stand here. So, by the authority vested in me, I now present Ed Anderson to myself for the Honorary Doctorate of University of Bradford. Congratulations, Ed.
Vice-Chancellor, members of the academic staff, supporters, family members, friends, but most importantly, I think I have to call you graduands at this point as you're about to graduate. But today is really all about you, and I can't tell you what a privilege it is for me to share this very special day with you. Thank you so much to the university for this incredible honour. It really does mean a great deal to me. I first came to West Yorkshire in 1969 to be a student in Leeds, and I've stayed in the county ever since. I've had many connections with Bradford, which the Vice-Chancellor touched on. My very first job was as a trainee accountant with Bradford Council, where I started in 1973. Much later, as the Vice-Chancellor said, I ran Leeds Bradford Airport, which was part-owned by Bradford Council. And from 2007 to 2015, I chaired the board of the Yorkshire Building Society, which had its head office in Bradford. I love this city, and I've been so proud to see the massive success of Bradford's year as City of Culture. I've always admired this university. I applaud and celebrate all the awards it has won over the years. Times are not easy for the higher education sector, but I admire tremendously the way that you, Vice-Chancellor, and your colleagues have navigated and continue to navigate through this difficult period, maintaining your ambition that this should continue to be one of the United Kingdom's leading universities, while adopting a prudent approach to the university's finances. I wish you well for the future. I will always be available to help in any way I can, and the university will always have a special place in my heart. I would also like to pay tribute to all the amazing people I've worked with in my different roles over the years, enabling me to learn from them. I would particularly like to thank my friends my deputy lieutenants, and most importantly, my wife Heather and my family for all their support, without which I couldn't have achieved anything. I'm delighted that one of my deputy lieutenants, Sophia Bunsey, is here for this ceremony today. And I'm also so pleased that my wife Heather, our daughter Emma, and her husband Dom are also able to be here to share this moment. But I particularly want to speak to today's graduands. I'm really proud of all of you, and you should be immensely proud of your achievements. It is great to see all the family members and supporters here today, and I know you will all be very grateful for their support, as well as all the help that you've had from the staff members as you reach this milestone today. Some of you may have a very clear idea of what you are going to do next when you leave here, but many of you might be just like me when I graduated and have very little idea. I would encourage you to be very open-minded and to embrace opportunities as they arise over the coming years, even when the chances come to take on challenges that you feel are well out of your comfort zone. You will be amazed at what you can do when you stretch yourselves and take on challenges that you felt were beyond you. Appreciate and give thanks to all the people who help you along the way, and try to do things in your lives that make the world a better place. The world is full of opportunities. I'm sure that you will take them, and I wish you all every success and happiness for the future. Thank you once again to the university for this incredible honor. Thank you to everyone who has helped and supported me over the years, and many, many congratulations once again to all our new graduates. Thank you.